Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on Archive, the style here. Well, listen, Archive, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Take a moment, thumbs up the video, hit that notification button. That way you are notified when the style comes on live. Check it out, right? I'll pull some stuff up here really quick. I did this video while I was driving, but I'm like, you know what? Let's sit down and do this video, right? That's what I'm gonna do, right? Now I shouldn't tell you guys to click on ads when they pop up, as I cannot say that. All right, just letting you guys know. A little something, something. So let's talk about the best pound for pound fighter in the world, the greatest boxer in the world today. Terrence Crawford. Now, I've already felt this way. All right. I've been feeling this way. I've been knowing this. But it's just every time he fights, it's like it's confirmation. You know? So I get this confirmation. You can call it confirmation bias, you can call it whatever you want. But he confirms what I say. I'm going to lay the case here. I'm going to lay down as to why this is, of course, it's my opinion, but why I feel this way. Now, I don't do lists. I know there's people out there that play around with lists, right? They make lists and shit and argue about who's number 2 and who's number 4. And to me, there's just like, take the word pound for pound out of it and just it's simple. Who's the best fighter in the world? It's that simple. Pound for pound isn't, a list. To me, it's not. I understand that boxing magazines had lists. I get all that, right? But when pound for pound was invented, it had nothing to do with the list, okay? The list and who's number 8 and I have this guy just out of my pound for pound, and it's ridiculous, right? It's already subjective as it is, okay? Which I do believe there has to be an objective analysis to a certain point, but it's subjective anyway, regardless. But you guys want to argue over it? I don't do list, so spare me your list. But those that do list, okay, that do. They have Crawford. I haven't seen many lists that don't even have in the top their top 3, right? So there's people that have Lomachenko as the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Okay. There's people that got Spence as the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. Okay. There's people that, put heavyweights as pound for pound, which that doesn't make sense, but okay. I'm not going to go there, right? Whatever. Okay, putting heavyweights in pound for pound list defeats the purpose of pound for pound. But anyway, that's another story. Regardless, Terrence Crawford is the best fighter in the world by a mile. What you didn't just say, I said it. It's not even close. It's not even close. It was close like 2-3 years ago. It's not even close now. No, but these studs, it's my opinion. Okay, but I'm gonna lay it down for you. Okay, I'm gonna lay it out. I should say. Let's talk about the foundation of this argument. Right. First of all, okay, let's just go over some facts really quick. Right. Let's put your opinions to the side for a moment. Terrence Crawford was the undisputed. Okay, if you want to call it light welterweight, you want to call it junior welterweight, if you want to call it super lightweight, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the 140-pound division, which, by the way, has the most fighters in. I think like lightweight and 140 have the most fighters in the world, the most competition. Leave your feelings aside. Right? Do they have the best top 20 pound for pound talent? Not right now. but he was the king of that division, right? Not a division that just has a couple of fighters in it, like 175 or. Now, I'm talking about a loaded division with talent from all around the world. He dominated, and he was the undisputed champion of that division. Right? Every time they put somebody in front of him, right? I wasn't saying this, but you have people saying, like, Postal. When he gets in the ring with Postal's going to give him trouble. See, no one ever had the balls to say he's going to beat Crawford, but they always said they're going to give Crawford trouble, right? You know, that's what that tells you. Dude's great. When people are arguing that this dude is going to give him some trouble for a round or two, right? And to them, that's a standard of, Crawford's not that good. This guy's going to give him trouble for a round or two. It tells you everything. Postal got dominated, right? At the time, Postal was being praised. Once Crawford dominated him, everybody forgot about Postal, right? All right. Beat this guy, beat that guy. Oh, but he wasn't shit. He hadn't proven himself. Blah, blah, blah. Like, people, like, they don't have eyes, right? You can't gauge how good a fighter is for real, like really. And if you argue, well, those guys weren't that good, he beat them like if they weren't that good. But I'm not getting caught up on feeling. I'm just giving you facts right now. But that's all I'm giving you right now. Oh, but they got to go all the way back to the Gamboa fight, which he won, by the way. I mean, he destroyed Gamboa by the end of that fight. Made some proper adjustments, like a great fighter does, and destroyed Gamboa. You could argue destroyed his career, right? Gamboa was never the same. Maybe some outside reasons, but nonetheless, those are just the facts. Feelings aside, right? They got to go all the way to the Gamboa fight. You got to go a fight he won and knocked the dude out in, by the way. Oh, but in the Gamboa, there's fighters like Andre Ward that got dropped early in their careers. Okay? Those fighters got hurt. Mayweather was struggling as a drunken master. Everyone will face, even if the probabilities aren't high, if you keep fighting, the improbable is going to happen at some point, and you're going to end up with some adversity. It's how you overcome that adversity, okay, that shows you how great a fighter is. When a fighter is challenged and he makes adjustments, that tells you how great that fighter is. Not like he's always getting challenged, right? But it shows you that this man, what he's capable of, and he's gotten better since then. He learned from the fight, went back to the drawing board. The fight he ended up dominating anyway, and he got better. Better, not bitter, okay? Better, with an E. I noticed that it sounded like I said bitter. Well, what else, E-Style? What else does Terrence Crawford do? Right? Let's just stick to the facts. Moved up to 147. And everybody was like, oh, come on. Horn? He's going to fight Horn? No, first of all, you could argue, you could make an argument that Horn beat Pacquiao. Right? You could make an argument of that. In my opinion, Pacquiao edged it out, but it was a very competitive fight. Right? Is this Crawford's, even the dudes that don't like him and want to discredit him, right? They revealed him. They tell him themselves, right? Like, even they're saying, oh, Horn, right? Who was a title holder, by the way. I wouldn't say champion, of course. Horn, who you could argue could be in the top 10 of the welterweight division. I had him a little outside of the top 10, but we're talking about at the very least, at a worst, top 20 welterweight in the world, right? I would say I think it's like top 12, but anyway, right? But it was either just outside of the top 10 or in the top 10, All right, just because they had a title, I'm not going to put them in the top 4. Okay, just letting you guys know right now. But nonetheless, I kept that real. That was his first fight in that division. Went up in weight, right? It's who was available. He just got an upset victory over Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, by the way, that just finished dominating Adrian Broner. Let's just put that in perspective for a moment, right? Dominated. I mean, he beat Broner with ease, right? But the fact that, this guy that just had beaten Manny Pacquiao, Crawford went in there, and Horn is a decent fighter. I'm not going to act. He's not an elite fighter. He's not, right? But he made a decent fighter like Horn, who he is a world-class fighter, right? But boxing is a big sport, man. It's a worldwide sport, and people seem to think that there's only like 2 good guys and the rest suck or something, right? He's a world-class fighter, a decent world-class fighter. Man, you put on a pair of gloves, Horn will beat the shit out of you, and you wouldn't last around with him. Okay, it's just a fact. But Crawford went in there, all right, and he made Horn look like a club fighter. I mean, he made Horn look like he just did not belong in the ring with him. That's what pound for pound fighters do, right? By the way, everybody said Horn was big and strong. Yeah. Now, strength has nothing to do with skill. Neither does punching power, okay? There are dudes that you never know about that punch hard as shit, right? And many boxers have said, hey, some of the hardest punchers I ever faced are dudes that, you will never hear about. And that's all they had. But hey, Horn was a strong guy. He's a big welterweight, right? I want you to understand what I'm saying. Crawford handled Horn, right? Now, a lot of it was technique. Well, that's the whole point, obviously, right? It's like if you have an arm wrestling match and you beat the guy, and well, you didn't beat him with strength only. You used the technique. Okay, well, did he win? Did he beat you in the arm wrestling match? Yes or no? Okay, right? Horn, well, I didn't have him as a top welterweight in the top 10, just out of it. You could say top 5 at least, strongest welterweights in the world. All right? Crawford was the one moving up in weight, handled him, right? He took one of the best assets he had, and he dominated him and showed I'm better at that than him. And it's the best thing he's got. Now, I got a million other tools that I'm better than him at, but his best tool, I'm better at that than him, right? That's amazing. There's elite fighters out there that, yes, dominate fighters, but they don't necessarily beat them at their own game. They take away their game. They take away their best weapon. They don't beat them at their own weapon. Now, make no mistake about it, Crawford can take away your best weapon. Does it all the time. But he'll also beat you at what you do best. That's what he does. Fight after fight after fight. It's like, yeah, everybody expects you to beat this guy. Let me beat him in a way that nobody thinks I'm going to fight. Just to prove to them that I could do it. That's what he does. I like that. All right? That's awesome. How can you not love that in a fighter? It's like, let's say Horn was a plumber, right? Not the best plumber in the world, but, top 10 plumber in the world. Like, plumbing is what he does. And a jack of all trades shows up. That's not what he does. He doesn't just do plumbing, but he shows up and he does a better job than the plumbing specialist. He does a 10 times better fucking job. Like, damn. And he can still do other shit that the plumber can't do. That's Crawford. They announced the Khan fight. All right. Now I know I'm skipping a lot of shit, but let's just get to the point. The Khan fight. Right. And I tell everybody, this is going to be an easy fight. All right. No, D style. You don't understand. Nobody's ever outboxed Khan. Khan just gets knocked out. I mean, he was out. He was beating the shit out of Danny Garcia until Danny Garcia caught him. Right? Now, Khan's always out boxing guys. Then he gets caught and hurt. He was beating Canelo, but then he got caught and he got hurt. Right? He never fought a guy like Crawford. Right? And I heard the analysis, and it's not that I didn't get what people were saying, and it's not even that what they were saying wasn't true. It's just that they were underestimating Crawford's ability. That's just the truth. You guys, he's better than you thought he was, and you have to admit that after this fight. I don't care what the hell you say. However good you thought he was, he's better than that. What's Khan? What was everybody saying? Oh, if Khan sticks to a game plan and he stays on his toes and, you know, he's more defensive, defensively responsible, I should say. He's never been a defensive wizard, right? But he puts his punches together, but he doesn't stay there and slug it out, right? Oh, he's emotional, and at some point, you know, Crawford's going to catch him and knock him out. That's what they said, right? And I said, no, you guys got it all wrong. Number one, if Khan had these are the things I said before the fight, right? If Khan had a granite chin, that just means he was going to take a beating for 12 rounds. That's all that means, right? Because Crawford's a better boxer. We're going to get to the boxing part of it in a little bit, right? And how there's levels to this. We're going to go over it. I also said that if Khan does all those responsible things, it doesn't matter. Crawford's going to outbox him anyway because he's a better boxer. Now, a lot of analysis, people were saying, no, this, it's true, but wait for the caveat. So, Khan, yes, which is actually true about any fighter, right? When Khan boxes responsibly and sticks to the game plan and doesn't panic, doesn't get emotional, doesn't act impulsively, you know, I mean, he looks like $1 million, right? He's a better fighter. Khan is, right? That version of Khan is better than the version of Khan that tries to slug it out and then ends up getting knocked out, right? That's true. So I'm not saying that people's analysis of that was wrong. It's true, right? But the part that we're missing was the reason Khan becomes impulsive and makes rash decisions and gets desperate is because dudes figure him out, right? There's a pattern with Khan. Pun intended, because I'm going to talk about the pattern. Khan is a pattern fighter. He'll have a game plan. He'll try to mix it up a little bit. But as soon as jabs start landing and he starts missing and he starts getting caught, he reverts to the same old shit. And he starts doing the same thing over and over again. About 80% of the time, he just keeps doing the same thing over and over. A boxer like Crawford is going to pick that up. And you know what? I underestimated Crawford. D-style was way off. Even I was off. I said, silly me, that it's going to take Crawford like 2 rounds to figure out Khan. It took him half a round. In half a round, he figured the dude out. Like it was a wrap for his ass in the middle of round 1. For half a round, man, Khan looked good, right? He looked like $1 million. An open case of $1 million, right? I mean, he looked fast. He looked polished, right? He looks like a nice, that's good, right? And everybody say when people say boxing, right? Oh, but Khan, he's a good boxer. What people are talking about, right? It's the opposite of slugging it out. That's what people think boxing is, right? Being on your toes and throwing your jab, sticking and moving, and that's what people like. That's what people think boxing is. That's just a style of fighting. That's not boxing, right? There's different ways to box. Crawford's the way he can analyze the angles, right? The way he can gauge distance, the way he can adapt, the way he can switch. He doesn't switch just to switch, right? It's not like, I'm southpaw. You know what? I want to look cool, so now I'm going to go orthodox. He's not doing it to be cool, right? He's doing it to throw off an opponent. There's fights where he doesn't even switch or doesn't switch much. There's fights where he's southpaw the whole fight. There's fights where he's mostly orthodox. And it's not because he's trying to show off or any of that. It's because he fights every fighter differently. He doesn't fight two fighters the same way. All right? He fights no two fighters does he fight the same. There's no one that he fights the same. You go back and look at his fights. It's not the same game plan at all. He didn't fight Khan the same way he fought Horn. He didn't fight him anything alike. Didn't fight him alike at all. I mean, he didn't even have to switch up the game plan against Khan. This shit was insane. He beat Khan easier than he beat Horn, if I keep it real. I mean, the more I look at that fight, the more I realize he was just playing Khan like a pawn the whole fight. He was just setting him up the whole damn fight. The body shots he was landing to the solar plexus, I mean, they were just vicious. Khan did not know what to do. After 3 rounds, Khan looked like he just been through a war. Khan looked like he just been through 12 rounds, right? His brain was overheating, trying to figure out how to land something on this guy. He landed a couple punches, right? Nobody is above getting hit, right? But Crawford was landing punches. He was sitting on those punches. And then those short shots that he was landing on Khan were just a thing of beauty. I mean, if I sat you down and I said, what's the best thing? I know he's got a weak chin. What's the best thing Khan's got? His boxing skills, right? I mean, remember all those things you would say? Man, if Khan had a chin, woo, Khan would be unbelievable, right? Man, if Khan, had, whatever you want to say. If Khan wasn't so impulsive and he didn't fight so emotional and didn't slug it out when he shouldn't, all those things you said, all those what ifs, oh man, Khan would be unbeatable. All these things people would say. Crawford's better than Khan at that. Khan's got all those things you say that you wish Khan had. All those things you say, man, if Khan this, Crawford's got all that and better. And he's a better boxer than Khan by a mile away. See how Crawford will power that jab? And depending on what Khan did, he then made a quick decision on what he was going to do next. Not Khan. Khan, he's a pattern fighter, right? When Khan has it set, okay, I'm going to throw a 4-punch combination, he's going to throw it. Okay? It's blinding speed. And when D-Style says blinding speed, I'm not talking about how fast the speed is. I'm talking about it's a blind combination. You might as well throw that combination with your eyes closed. Crawford was catching him in the middle of those combinations. He was timing him, right? You could time, unless a fighter starts fighting at the speed of light, okay, you could time the speed. Especially a guy like Khan, right? Khan is not going to throw punches as fast as the speed bag is going to move, right? And fighters time that just by the sound of it, for those that don't know, right? And he can, So this idea, okay, that he's not going to time him, of course he's going to time him, right? Of course he is. But by round 4, by the way, all those body shots kind of was so slowed down. Crawford was the fastest fighter at that point. See Khan confused? Oh, but I don't get it. Khan's a warrior. Why'd he quit? He quit because he had no hope. Okay? And it was getting more and more one-sided. It was going to get worse. It was going to get. He already looks like he was in a car crash. It was going to get worse, right? So when people say, "Oh, he's a better boxer," in what way? The guy that just throws blind combinations, or the fighter who has superior situational intelligence in that ring. It's not just the boxing IQ and the angles and the adjustments. It's what he does on the fly, in the moment. This is why he is the best pound for pound boxer on this fucking planet. Maybe there's a dude in Mars that's better, but here on Earth, he's the best. He's the best here on Earth. And the thing is, no one's really pushed him to the limit yet. That's the thing. No one's made him go on 6th gear. It hasn't happened. I haven't seen it. You see how calm he looked there against Khan? I mean, that's calm, right? He's like the calm before the storm in the storm. You know, like it's insane. You do it all. Crawford can do it all, right? There's nothing he's terrible at. Nothing. Name me one thing. Name it. Name me one thing. There's fighters that can make great adjustments, 4 or 5 rounds later. Crawford can make them in the same round. Okay? Maybe not against all. Maybe a better fighter might take him 2 or 3 rounds, right? But that's just, this guy is that good. He's that damn good, right? Now, let's say you don't believe me. Oh, no, D-Style. No, I'm not impressed with who he beat. And Khan is a has-been, blah, 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 okay? If you want, look, by all means, all these fights at some point are going to happen anyway, all right? Like it's not like they're not going to happen. At some point, he's going to fight one of these dudes that you think is better, and then he's going to beat them, right? You're going to run out of excuses at some point. You're going to run out of them. Now, the elephant in the room, all right, is the Spence fight. All right? The Spence fight. Now, look, people could say all they want, right? Oh, he fought Khan. Khan got knocked out by Canelo, and I mean, Spence fought Brooke, who had just got him beat up and, by fucking Golovkin. I mean, I don't know what you guys' point is, right? But okay, fine. Anybody could play that game, right? By the way, I don't know if it's directed at me, or someone in the comments. So I'm just saying, this isn't Spence hate, okay? Nobody here, not me, is hating on Spence, okay? Like that's dumb. I can't speak for everyone. Okay, again, I'm not looking at the chat fully right now because I want to give all my thoughts here, but Spence is a good fighter. Okay, he's good. It's not like I predicted him to beat Brooke, and it's not like you're not talking to somebody that goes against Spence every time or any of that. Spence is good. He's a really good fighter, right? He's just not as good as Crawford. Now, it's not a knock on Spence, right? And I think a lot of Spence fans know that. That's why they always bring up the size and the strength. They always bring that up. I just think Spence is too big and strong. Okay, all right, that's the fight, right? We'll see. You know, we'll see how that plays a factor, right? They feel that it's not just that, but that Spence is skilled enough to, to match Crawford and have the strength and size, right? He's got a bigger frame, bigger skeleton, right? That can, make the difference. Okay. I mean, all right. Maybe say so, but I just think Crawford's a better fighter. He's a better pound for pound fighter. Okay, I think he's more skilled. I think he's got more. I think he's got more tools. I think he has more ways to fight Spence than Spence has to fight him. And if I'm honest, I got to be honest, right? Not only do I think Crawford beats Spence, I think, look, I'll take Spence far more serious than I took Khan, right? I will. It's a good fight. I got to see it to really know. But I'm pretty confident Crawford wins like 8 out of those 12 rounds. I don't think he knocks him out, but he'll win 8 out of those 12 rounds. It's that, to me, 8-4. I think Crawford outboxes Spence. That's just how I feel. I don't think Spence is going to deal well with when he's in there against someone who's just at another level, right? Another level of boxing IQ. He's not fighting Garcia here. Garcia's a good fighter, and I actually want to see Garcia Lomachenko, by the way, but Garcia's good, but Garcia, it wasn't just a size issue, but it was also the fact that, yes, he throws a good jab and he's got good combinations and, a little flat-footed, but aside from that, Garcia's good at punch placement and he's good at finding range, but Garcia doesn't have what Crawford has, right? He doesn't. Neither does Spence, by the way. Okay, for those Spence got it. No, he doesn't. I don't see it. All right, I don't see it at all. But I mean, Spence has power. Okay, Spence is really, really good at applying pressure. He's a very good body puncher. So is Crawford, by the way. Right? It's not any. I'm not going to. It's he'll win 4, maybe 5 rounds against Crawford, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. But I don't think Spence has ever fought a guy that can throw a jab. If he parry the jab, he does this. If he lands a jab, he does that. If he misses the jab, he does this. Right? I don't think he's fought a guy like that. He's fought guys that throw the jab and they already have the right hand thrown. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's how Garcia fought. Garcia Spence was, it was a good chess match, but it's just kind of basic, to be honest with you. There was nothing magical about it when you compare it to the level that Crawford boxes at, right? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. You put Khan and Garcia in the ring, that's a pretty competitive fight. No, yeah, it is. It is. No, but to be honest with you, I think Khan beats a Broner, for example. Broner might catch him, but you guys should play all these games all you want, but there's a reason Pacquiao left fucking Top Rank. He didn't want to fight this dude. He didn't want that smoke. Pacquiao didn't. He wanted nothing to do with Crawford, right? Nothing, nada. Crawford, no, I'm not gonna fight that guy. No. Now they want to put him in there against Kelp, man. Kelp Brooks he beats him just as bad as he beat Khan, man. He beats this. He's not gonna take him 4 or 5 rounds like he did Span. He's gonna beat the shit out of Brook. Okay, if that fight happens, Kelp Brooks gonna get his. He'll get his ass beat so bad it's not even funny. All right. That ain't funny. Plus, you guys aren't going to give him credit for the win anyway, right? Oh, his eyes was messed up. Like, so whatever. Porter, easy fight. Okay. Porter's tailor made for fucking Crawford. Right? It's not even close. It's beating. Thurman, man, Thurman gets beat up so bad. I mean, holy shit. Thurman won't even know what the fuck. I think he knocks out Thurman, to be honest. A mid-round stoppage. I do. Thurman gonna be squaring up his shit. I mean, he's gonna get clipped. Oh man. Let's read some of these comments. Let's read some of these comments. By the way, those listening live right now, take a moment, thumbs up the video. All right. All right, let's read through these comments. You know what I mean? I like to get my thoughts, put that out there, especially for those listening on archive, right? People don't like to listen to me answer questions on archive, you know? It's a live thing. So now that we're live, let's take care of business, all right? Hulk Hogan, Amir Khan is my number one. Crawford had to hit him low, bro, to stop the beating Khan was giving him. Oh, okay. By the way, man, that shot was on the thigh, man. Like, get the fuck out of here, all right? AJ does say Crawford is number one pound for pound, and he also says, I just hope he fights another 147-pound champions. He is. Like, people are acting like he's not going to fight these dudes, right? Like, I don't know. A lot of you like to play this delaying the inevitable game, right? Well, he's not like, come on, man. He fought Khan. Like, you know, like, okay. Yeah, he did. And you saw what he did. And no one's ever done that to Khan. No one. Hulk Hogan. People call every fighter a bum nowadays. Horn is a solid first fight. Horn was good. Just out of the top 10 in the world. Like seriously. Yeah, 147, yeah. Noe Casillas with $1.99 super chat. Much appreciated. If Canelo beats Jacobs, he's number one pound for pound. Well, first of all, okay, Canelo's good. I like Canelo. I know a lot of Canelo fans think I hate Canelo, right? And the reason they think I hate Canelo is because I called out Canelo some bullshit. Because no fighter is safe on this channel. Okay? If you do some bullshit, I'm going to call you out. Crawford included, everybody, right? The moment you stop calling out fighters, you lose credibility. The moment you do it, oh, but what about him? He does this, and I don't give a shit what anybody else is doing. On this channel, I call it like I see it. And that's it. Right? Canelo's good, but he's not as good as Crawford. Okay? He's really good. I'm not even saying he should fight. Canelo's in a whole nother division. It would be an interesting fight. I'm not going to lie. Right? But Crawford might win, actually. But, right? Canelo's good. I think that's a good fight. Right? I'm going to pay for the DAZN subscription for that month. I want to see that fight. I like the Danny Jacobs story. Right? And we'll see. We'll see how it goes with him, man. Okay? I think I got Canelo in that fight. It'll be a good fight. And there we go. Canelo's one of the best fighters in the world. Right? But he's not number one pound for pound. Right? AJ10. Canelo isn't skillfully as good as Crawford. He's not. Right? If you want, like if Khan's not Exhibit A, I don't know what the hell it is. Okay? No, Casillas, that's your opinion. I respect that, but I think Canelo has much more skill than Crawford. In what way? You know? I mean, Canelo is a very skilled fighter. I'm not taking that away from him. But it's not just Canelo. No fighter in the world is as skilled as Crawford. Okay? Crawford clearly outclasses his opponents. Yes, he does. Canelo barely wins in his biggest fights. Look, exactly big fights. What big fights has Crawford taken? I'm waiting for him to fight Spence. All right. Okay. All right. Look, Canelo's not. Okay, dude. Canelo's not the best pound for pound fighter in the world. Okay, he's one of the best, right? He's just another one of the bunch. But Crawford is the best. All right. There's only what you guys need to understand about pound for pound. It's like a kingdom, right? There's only one king. Okay, that's it. There's only one quarterback, one king. He's the one king. Okay, Canelo's like a lord. He's up there. He's prestigious and all, but he's not your Grace, right? There's only one. That's it. There's no 10 kings. Like you guys are doing top 10 list. No. Right now, okay. Until someone dethrones the king, there is no other king. Right? There's one king. That's what pound for pound is. There's one, and Crawford is the best. He is the pound for pound king. And until he gets dethroned and someone else starts their own era as a pound for pound king, I don't want to hear shit. Okay, Canelo and Spence, like they're up there. They're respected. They're like good, respected lords. Like they have their castle, right? But they're not the king, all right? All right, anyway. Agent says he agrees with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan says, the great point, Crawford clearly in a different class, but resume-wise, I see why people pick Canelo. All right, okay. You guys can make your argument all you want. This dude, Canelo's not the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Okay? He's not. Like, stop it. Okay, if you want to say he's the best, tell you what. If Canelo gets in there with Charlo and beats the shit out of Charlo, okay, then maybe we'll talk. Okay, but till then, I don't want to hear shit. Okay, there's no pound for pound king. Doug's dudes in his own fucking division. All right, we're gonna keep going. Would you favor Crawford or Spence? Somebody says, I would actually favor Crawford, but believe it or not, like if they fought like a 155, and Canelo does the 155 thing, so let's not act like he won't do it now, okay? But I think Crawford beats him. I know that sounds crazy, but I think Crawford beats him. I do. I don't think Canelo's going to know what to do. Like, I just don't. Outside of Canelo landing a big ass shot, right? And he's not going to land it. We all saw the problems Khan gave him. Okay. A dude that's doing the same thing. It took Canelo a while to figure it out. Now, to his credit, he figured it out and he caught him, right? Because he's a lord. He's good. But the king figured it out in like 90 seconds, right? There's derby races, okay, that are longer, those horse races, than it took Crawford to figure out Khan. You can't, he figured the lifetime that Khan, since he was a kid as an Olympian, everything he learned, working on his craft, dominating fighters like Paulie Malignaggi and Zab Judah, and having all these wars with Maidana, and boxing Canelo for a while, all that experience, everything he brought with him, a lifetime was exposed. Like, he figured out a lifetime of boxing knowledge in 90 seconds. Like he figured everything about this guy. Like, Crawford knew everything about Khan. Like, he knew what Khan's favorite pop sodas. Okay, he knew what type of candy bar Khan likes. Okay, he knew Khan. He knew what Khan was going to do before Khan knew. Khan didn't even know. Khan was probably wondering, why is he pawing me with that jab if it's not hurting me? Why is he doing that? It doesn't make sense. That's not boxing. He was just studying what Khan's going to do, like what his reactions are. 90 seconds. He figured them out. That's bad, bro. Anyway. Hey, Crawford, Canelo, hey, why not? It's not going to happen. Okay, AJ saying Crawford hasn't fought at 154. I don't know how to judge that fight. Yeah, true. That's what makes it interesting. Okay, true, but hypothetically, who do you pick in a fantasy fight? We're talking about Canelo catchweight now, or Canelo in his younger days at 154. Oh, a younger Canelo gets thrashed by. I mean, Canelo has a better boxing mind today. Okay, have you guys seen the Mayweather? Mayweather did some very basic shit in that fight. Okay, like shit that Cotto kind of figured out a little bit, and even Maidana, and did a better job kind of catching up to what Mayweather, an old Mayweather, was doing. Right? Mayweather did some very basic shit to Canelo, and Canelo couldn't figure it out for 12 rounds. Okay, a young Canelo would get overwhelmed. Okay, but look at all those fighters that Canelo had a kind of a hard time with. A younger Canelo. All right. So yeah, yes, Crawford beats a younger Canelo. Canelo stands a better shot today than he did then. All right. Hulk Hogan, I think Crawford has the skills for 154. I'll pick him. Spence has all the knockouts. Well, I mean, Spence is a good fighter, man. All right. This isn't about dissing this and dissing that. I'm not dissing anybody. Right. I just, in my opinion, Crawford's a better fighter. That's all. Right. The one that fought Mayweather. Oh, okay. That guy. Okay. Okay. I cannot pronounce that name, dude. Hajarach. Okay. I think people underestimate Spence's ability to adapt. He wouldn't fight Crawford the same way he fought Mikey. Look, Spence, he could adapt. He adapted in the fight with Kell Brook. Took him a while. He got there like a good lord. He got there, right? He didn't do it like the king, but he got there, right? We will never know. Maybe he wasn't affected at all by the Gennady Golovkin fight. Maybe he was. We will never know. Just like Khan, right? We just never know. We're not in their bodies, and people will pick and choose when that's a thing. Okay, but it took him a while to figure out Kell Brook. Okay, now Kell Brook's a good fighter too. Okay, but okay, I mean, can he? Yes, he could. Yes, he can make adjustments. Spence can, right? It's just different, man. Crawford is just at a whole nother level. I'm just gonna be honest. All right. I see both Crawford and Spence improving in their last fights. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good statement, AJ10. Okay. Hadirach. I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro. I'm sorry. Mikey would do better against Loma than he did against Spence. I think Mikey can beat Loma. I mean, no, you can't say that. I think it's possible. I want to see it. I want to see that fight. I like it when people are like, yeah, but he beats like fucking Teddy Atlas. Yeah, but he lost his Spence, so a lot of the luster is lost. So that's why. So we're not gonna do the Mikey Garcia fight with Lomachenko because he lost his Spence. What about the dudes that Salido lost to? Okay, you did that fight, which he lost, by the way, right? I mean, get the fuck. Like Salido got outboxed like a million times. He fought him. What about all the other dudes that have lost before and Lomachenko fought? All of a sudden, he can't fight him, right? All of a sudden, he can't do it. Just saying. Farrell says, I like how things are going. I think Spence Crawford fight should keep building. I think it's a good fight, and I also think they should make that fight happen. It's good for boxing. Okay, Hogan Spence bothered Mikey with a jab all night. Yes, he did. You can see as well, either one of them could also fight Keith Thurman. By the way, he was throwing the same jab at Mikey all night. You think he's going to throw the same jab at Crawford? The same, set it up the same way all night and land it? No, okay? By round 2, Crawford would have already made some adjustments, and Spence was going to have to do something else or figure out another way to throw that jab. All right? Okay, so we're talking about a whole other thing. Those will be great fights. I agree with Casillas. Crawford will run circles around the boy, says Sweet Jones. I'm assuming he's talking about Spence. Santos says, salute to one of the LWC OGs and original members. How's it going, Santos? I get along with the LWC. I wouldn't say I'm a member of the LWC, but I don't have a problem with them at all. Subscribe to a lot of the channels and stuff. There's some people in the LWC that I watch practically every video they do. All right, well, I'm at work and shit. Headerat says Keith is done for. He's trying to cash out on a Manny fight. Man, Keith Thurman, that dude. No more bill necessary. Just I gotta speed up. I gotta speed up my because there's more comments here. Like shit, I'm way behind. Holy shit. No more bill necessary. I agree. I love Conor versus Broner. They should do that fight. Conor versus Broner, like, can be on the not a main event, but on the undercard. They should do that on the undercard of Spence versus Crawford. I'd watch that fight. Okay. You know, because both guys got something that is the Achilles heel of the other guy, right? Like Khan, dudes with that don't throw punches is perfect for Khan, right? He's a sitting duck for Khan. Broner is. He is. But Broner, that hook of his can hurt and knock out Khan. So it would be, right, a very interesting fight to see. Aram wouldn't let Pac fight Crawford anyway. All right. New sports media, Terran Farmer light years better than Crawford. No, he's not. Farmer's not better than Crawford. Okay. Come on now. Come on now. No. By the way, those listening right now, take a moment, thumbs up the video. Hit that bell button so you're notified when D-Style comes on live. Kind of stop ducking Cal Brook. I mean, do we want to see that fight now? I think Brook deserves a crack at one of the top dudes right now, in my opinion. Not Spence. Spence already beat him, but, Canelo versus Crawford, then 154. Holy shit. Now South says smash the like button, folks. Smash that like button. The WBC presented another belt for the winner of Canelo. Another belt? Man, the WBC is getting out of hand with these belts. Okay? Shit's insane. What's going on? Hulk Hogan says Crawford. Pharaoh Gang says the more anticipation, the more promoters will see a dollar signs and sit on the Crawford-Spence fight. Look, man, we don't need to wait. The fight is now. The time to make the fight is now, actually. Before one of them gets hurt or, anything can happen. You guys know that, right? Anything can happen. Oh, let's let it marinate. And then what? For what? This is crazy. For what? Why are we going to marinate the fight? The fight's ready to go. It's ready to go. If the fight does 500,000 buys, I'm good with that. I don't give a shit. I don't know what you guys think you get out of a fight making 2 million buys, but okay. But as long as there's a sold out arena, as long as us boxing fans and if some casuals, and there will be, and it will get coverage and they'll watch it, want to join in and watch this fight, and it will be a good fight, by the way. It'll live up, not like the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. Crawford Spence will live up. And somebody's old will have to go. And it's a perfect, now is the time. Now. We don't need to wait for both fighters to deteriorate more and then it becomes a disaster and people got buyer's remorse. Is that what you want? No, do it now. Tax says. Open the phone lines up, these styles. This can be a good stream. Well, we're not going to do a stream tonight because after this, I read these, I'm out. But I do want to, during the weekend, I want to open up and do some collabs and stuff. I do. But we'll get there. And I have some plan. So you guys know. African G says, out of Porter, Thurman, and Danny, who gives Errol Spence best work? Probably Danny. I'm just not sure about Thurman right now. I would usually say Thurman, but I'm not sure. Hulk Hogan, Thurman is better than Porter and Danny. He was. Is he now? I don't know. Okay, Roa Canelo is number one pound for pound. Fuck out of here with a Crawford weak-ass resume, he says. First of all, Canelo had one of the weakest resume for a long time before he actually fought some dudes, okay? All right, number one. Now, I've already gone over the facts earlier, right? But Crawford has actually fought and cleaned out his division. When Canelo does that, then we'll talk, right? Because Canelo has a big problem. Even if he gets past Jacobs, which I think he will, it's not a guarantee, but I think he will. He's got a Charlo problem, right? And I'm not going to talk Canelo unless you talk Charlo. That's a rule on this channel. You bring up Canelo, I'm going to bring up Charlo, right? And then they always disappear. Everything. No, but what has Charlo done? Well, how is Charlo going to do if he don't did that? This is insane, bro. Okay? It's crazy. Well, he needs to fight Canelo so Canelo becomes the guy that he beat or fought. That's the way it works. All right? That's the way it works. Instead of questioning who Charlo's fought, right? If he hasn't fought anybody, he's overrated. It should be an easy fight. Then just do the fight. Do I have to go through the list of dudes that Canelo fought that didn't have much of a resume or what? Do I have to do that? He just fought an Aaron Rodgers lookalike, and you have dudes out there questioning Charlo. I mean, you can't make this shit up. You just can't. Black Fight Fan TV with a $5 super chat. Much appreciated. It says, I don't want to hear this D-style. I don't want to hear this Spence hate. Not hating. Not hating. Just saying Crawford will beat him. That's all. Black Caesar says, D-styles, what up? Rose says, one-legged Benavidez was giving Crawford hell. Hell? Really? Now, you watch that fight and he said, man, he's giving him hell. Like, really? Okay. Benavidez was good, man. He's good. Benavidez was my prospect of the year a couple years ago. I've actually interviewed Benavidez. Does I sound like a dude that's going to hate on Benavidez? All right? Crawford got on second gear on that fight. It became too much. Okay, you have 4 more gears to go. Don't worry about it. All right? Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. Canelo put a rehydration clause on Jacobs, but when Khan tried to put rehydration clause on him, he said no. Well, that's the way boxing works, It's full of bullshit. Roa, knock off with a BS, he says. Why are you so mad? You really got to get mad? You think Canelo is the best. Okay, cool. Good for you, right? I'm at 18 likes right now. Let's get 2 more. Let's get 20 likes. All right, we got 21 people live right now. All right, let's get 2 more out there. Let's get to 20 likes. All right. Nelson Santos says, do you think the best style against Crawford is a mauling style like Maidana? No. They might have some success early, but I don't know. Dude that come forward, maul, Crawford will pick them apart. All right. He would pick them apart. We're at 21 likes. Look at that. One more. The +1. I love it. Throw a jab at that like button. All right. I'm going to say that from now on. Roa, love how Canelo has to continue to fight killers over and over while Crawford can cherry pick his way to the top and be called number 1. Fuck out of here. How do you cherry pick? Like, how do you clean out your division, but you cherry pick? Right? Just because you don't know the guys and right. First, to be honest with you, Postal. I mean, I think it was good. Like, really? Like, he cherry-picked Postal, right? A lot of these fighters at 140 are just more skilled than the dudes in the higher weight class, okay? I'm just keeping it real. Not all of them, but, Now, how do you cherry-pick your way to clean out a whole fucking division? A division with, like, the second most populated division in boxing. How do you do that? And, again, not just in one weight class, by the way. Right? People downplay the Gamboa thing. Gamboa is a pound-for-pound fighter. Gamboa did something fucking Lomachenko couldn't do. Easily outbox Salido, control Salido with ease. But people want to talk about, Lomachenko, this and that. And Gamboa he didn't have that many fights. Okay, he wasn't that seasoned or any of that. Okay, so stop it. But again, you guys, the inevitable. I mean, it's unbelievable, inevitable, I should say. Canelo's good, but he's not the king. Okay. By the way, was Khan a killer? Because fucking Canelo fought him too. By the way, right? It wasn't even Khan's division, and he fought him. Right? You want to come over here and give me this bullshit? I'm not here to downplay Canelo's resume. It's a real resume, right? I'm not even arguing any of that, but he's not as good as Crawford. Okay, he's not. If you had a welding company, right? Let's say you own the company for welders, right? One guy had the resume. Oh, he worked with this. He worked with that company. He's been doing it for so many years. He worked on this building. Oh, he worked in the Empire State Building. Oh, look at that resume, right? But you see with your eyes that another welder is just better. Okay, then he's better, and that's it. You could look at any dude's resume and tear it apart if you want. Okay, I know what I'm seeing. Probably one of those dudes that thought Khan was gonna give Crawford a hard time. Okay, I don't know that for a fact, but I see a pattern here. All right, Canelo could do that because he's the A side, and you want to fight him. You want him money. You agree? Okay. When you do the A side bullshit, you take away from your victories, and you can't get mad when people say, "Hey, well," they point out the fact that you forced the guy into a catch weight or because you were the A side. You can't get mad. It's a double-edged sword, right? How about Crawford's Money Mayweather? Right now, Crawford beats Mayweather. Okay, right now, without a doubt, I have no doubt. Crawford right now beats Mayweather. All right, there's no doubt in my mind. Canelo could do that because he's the ace. Okay, chill, bro. It ain't gonna be all that. Nobody would call Bud a cherry picker. Dude, the dude's not a cherry picker. Right? Somebody says, "What's good?" Kofi's Universe says, "Who should Crawford fight next? Since it's difficult for Top Rank to make fights in PBC fighters that have the other welterweight champions. They're gonna make the fights happen. I'm pretty confident they will. Right? You know." He might fight Cal Brook, but we'll see. But as of right now, I think they're going to make the fights happen. Noé Casillas. Now Canelo has to fight Jermall Charlo to be pound for pound. That's just too funny. Who is Charlo? Who has he fought? Look, I call this shit. Didn't I say they were going to say this? You will get schooled by Canelo, right? Who the fuck that fucking Aaron Rodgers looking like fight? Who the fuck he fight? Right? But you want to question. They see this the hypocrisy. You'll never hear me say, "Oh no, Crawford. Why should Crawford fight that guy?" What is it? You'll never hear me say something stupid like that. All right, you can fight anybody and beat him. I ain't worried about it. EK Fight News says WBC makes more belts than Vince McMahon. They do. It's crazy. They're gonna have an NXT belt soon. For development fighters. It's going to happen if they don't already. WBA is worse than WBC. I mean, I'm not going to get in the mud with that, okay? AJ10 says WBA has regular super champion bullshit they do. These style you don't understand. Canelo fought killers like Rocky Felding. Yeah. Same guy that destroyed Matisse, Victor Postol. Yeah. And Matisse was at high. I mean, Matisse was no joke. All right? It was no joke. No joke at all. But Danny Garcia beat Matisse. Oh my God. Postal destroyed Matisse. But after Crawford beats them, we all know what happens. Anyways, guys, I've been here for a while. I appreciate everybody that came on. All right. This is way better than driving and doing video. All right. I'm sure y'all agree. And that's all I got. I made my case. You can listen to the rest of the video. Go back at archive, listen to my whole take, by the way, for those that came in. And those people that came in and just like, they went on attack. Like, the fuck no. Like okay, chill. Right? Cool. It's okay. Chill. All right. But that's all I got to say. This is The Style, and I'm out. Peace.